We're talking about a copper girl who criticized the government and she was called out for it. The government called her, the NYSC official called her out, while a lot of Nigerian citizens commended her for speaking out about the hardship in the country. Is there really hardship in the country? Of course, yes. Is Tinubu to be blamed for all the hardships in this country? Definitely no. There is nothing entirely new about what the trending copper girl said. What I mean is this: it is normal with citizens to criticize their leaders every now and then on social media. But what happened is this: Onye Chiojo can meet in Afanezi. It simply means that it is the man whose God has gone on his journey that water gets trapped in between his teeth. Hello and welcome to Life with NK. Here I motivate you to be intentional with how you live your life. I mean, you just have one life. You're going to live once, you're going to die once. You don't have a spare life. So what is that? Why are you scared of talking? Why are you delaying to do that thing you want to do? Why are you procrastinating? Here, all I do is to ginger you about life, to be intentional with that thing you want to start doing. So I'll be looking at this video in four parts, or I'll be discussing this girl in four parts. First is justice for Tinubu. We'll talk about that. The second one is the freedom of speech. The third one, the mistakes the copper girl made. And the fourth one is the woman that called her out. So get started. We start with justice for Tinubu. Yes, it might sound weird, it might sound woke and awkward, but let's come here. Since you were born in this country, since we are born in Nigeria, has things ever been so rosy? Please answer the question yourself. Secondly, some of the inflations in the markets or things we see around us are self-inflicted. I'll give you two instances. I was born in the north, I schooled in the north, I grew up in the north. The kind of hardship I'm seeing right now, I mean, self-inflicted hardship, people being wicked to themselves or to their fellow human being is very high and more in starting from southeast. For example, you would want to go to the market and get something. Okay, let me use the POS for example. In a north, for example, you can withdraw as much as let's say 400,000 and you charge 2,000 naira. Over here, the charges are up to 10,000. Is it Tinubu now? Is it the government? Still, all of us are in this same Nigeria. Do you understand? That is number one. Number two, people in this part of the world, the south, and southeast, are very eager to make money. So they can do anything and everything, inflate prices, sell fake products and other things to be able to get even or break even. I'll give you another example. There is this guy I normally buy a product from, and obviously this product is something that you can actually you put it there and seal it. There's this kind of pack on the stand that you can actually see by yourself. So normally I'm supposed to take this product for 1 month, and this guy, and that was what it is actually. But I realized that after 2 weeks plus, it gets finished. I bought it for like 3, 4 times from this particular guy. And then I realized that the first time I bought this product, I used it for 1 month. I was literally like, it's even too much. Now I said, okay, let me do a comparison. There are different distributors of the same product in the markets. Now, this particular guy, what he does is that he will reduce that product and put it in another container, another the same kind of container to sell to make double of the profit. So I had to confirm if this guy is actually cheating me or maybe my eyes were deceiving me or something. I had to go back to another distributor of that same product to get the product, and I realized that it was whole and much, and I can use it for more than 1 month. While his was like he divided it to make it two. Now, is this Tinubu? Every government that has come to this country at one point or the other try to do something to break even, to ensure that the sufferings of the masses are lessened. But you know he does not have 10 hands. He has people around him that works with him. An average Nigeria, to be sincere, is very corrupt. Sit down and discuss with the younger ones. You will hear things like, what do you mean spoil Nigeria? If I get there, I must steal my own. Which school where we they go? Exam malpractice? Anybody that is working in a high institution knows what I'm talking about. I won't even dive into it. Is that Tinubu? No, is that Tinubu? That's what I'm saying. The first one is justice for Tinubu. Justice for Tinubu. Justice for the government. I'm not even a government worker. I don't earn anything from the government, but I'm analyzing this particular thing in four places. There are self-inflicted pains that we inflict on ourselves because everybody wants to break even financially. The truth is that things have been tough. It's is it tough? Yes, it's extremely tough. Is the government trying to do one or two things to relieve it? Absolutely yes. And every government does that. So my point is if there is any way you have to reduce the burden and the suffering, don't inflict pains on your fellow individual and start blaming the government. That is what I'm talking about here. A lot of persons do that. That is just the least. Most of you can concur to what I'm saying. Most of the things we go through are self-inflicted. Somebody in the office will want to, you know, take all the money, your gratuity and pension won't be paid. You have to go bribe here and there to be able to get it. Is that Tinubu? So what I'm talking about here is that the change we are looking for starts with you. It's easy to blame others. That's where I'm coming from. Everybody blames the government, the government. Like the copper girl talking, I hope she's doing her own bit in her own little way. I know it's not easy. I hope she's doing her own bit, community service, and all of that in her own little way. Do you understand? So everybody has to sit up. If you blame other people, it's very easy. You won't see yourself in the game. But if you look inward and blame yourself, you will notice where you will fix yourself. So this is my point, number one point. Look inward, Nigerians. Even parents that are raising bad children without being intentional about how to inculcate values in these children, everybody will blame Tinubu. If the child starts stealing, you didn't even tell the child anything. There is no moral, just born through away. At the end of the day, it's the government. So this is number one, justice for Tinubu. Where you need to change, change. Where you need to make impact, do it. The little change you need to do. An average Nigeria, if you sit down to talk with them, they're just waiting to get to that place and they will do more. While I was teaching, I used to tell them, by the time I see a lot of things around, I just tell them, see, leave this country. This old school system or old, let me use the word old school because they're of another generation that we have here are learning work from this new one. By the time these new ones get into government, maybe they will sign out Nigeria to another country and they will be making money from it. That is number one. Number two, the mistake of the copper girl. What was her mistake? How can you generalize that the whole Lagos stinks? Like she's coming from the blues or she lived abroad. Cross river. Cross river. There, like, first of all, Lagos is an industrialized state. So you expect to see a lot of pollution and all of that. Of course, she came out to apologize. I saw a write up she did on her page to apologize to the Lagos people because that is stereotypic and like it's a prejudice judgment. You don't do that to people. Excuse me, where is she coming from? At least I've been to Cross River State. There is nothing special about the states. Do you understand? An industrialized state is expected to have those kind of things. She's into CDS, she's a copper. Let her carry women and sweep the streets if it's two stinks, like saying the whole Lagos stinks. Like, I don't understand. That was so wrong. No, no, the social media thing is something like I just keep your camera and start talking, understand? It is wrong. You don't generalize, you don't use prejudice to judge a people. It's just wrong. She shouldn't have done that in the first place. And she knew it was wrong. But I think it's quite difficult. Exactly so. Sometimes are some of the pains we are going through self-inflicted? Yes. Is everything Tinubu's problem or Tinubu's fault? No. Nigeria has always been getting worse, fluctuating up and down, inflation up and down. It has always been like that. So the little way we can help ourselves, let's do it. The average office you enter, even to get a job, you know what you will have to go. Either you pay with yourself or you pay with money. You can't be given. You will hear government has placed an embargo. Is that Tinubu? It has been there even before this administration. Anybody that has scouts for job know what I'm talking about. And you're saying it's Tinubu. It is not. A lot of the pains you are going through is self-inflicted. The third one is the woman that called her out. Because, when people are in the government, or maybe they are up there, they lost touch with the reality of things about people that are down below. Possibly she's very comfortable. She eats three square meals comfortably. The government pays her, of course. So she's definitely going to be out to protect the government, and she expects the copper girl to do same, being that she's a copper. But the truth is that she was quite overwhelmed with the prices of things going up by the day, and it's like nobody is talking about this inflation. Why are people pretending, laughing, and smiling? She was calling her because one, she's a beneficiary of the government. That is one of the problems we have in Nigeria. When you benefit from a particular place, I am not a government worker. I don't benefit anything from the government. The only money I've ever eaten from government is my salary. And since then, I've been working for myself or working for private or working in private organizations. So this video I'm making is not because I have any government backing, not nothing. But we should look at it from with a logical eyes here. Do you understand? That's what I'm talking about. This woman is actually eating from the government, and the girl too. At the moment, being a copper, the money they pay them for their stuff, their Lawi stuff. So she expect the girl to also abide by that rule and not talk against the government of the day. And then calling her names, obviously she was just lost out with things because a lot of them, to be sorry to use, they are very corrupt. They are very, very corrupt. A lot of maneuvering. I remember there was something they asked us to pay NYSC Foundation, 1,000 naira when I was passing out. Till today, years later, I don't know what that money is for. That is another strategy of them eating money. So they've lost touch with what's the normal or the common man face in society. So they can easily wake up and say anything. So calling the girl out and calling her names to pull down that video will lead me to number four. You're trying to shut her up from her rights. You're trying to shut her up from expressing herself. The truth is that Nigeria is hard. Things are tough. The salary you're being paid, a bag of rice is almost 90,000 naira. So people don't earn that amount of money and they have families to feed. That is just rice. Half bag, let's say, is 45K. There are a lot of things. The times are hard. You don't shut her up because she wants to express herself. It is totally wrong. She has the right to express how she feels. Understand? But trying to generalize that it is the government or trying to generalize that it's a particular people, legal, those are her mistakes. You don't bring out a whole people and talk about them that way. There are definitely exceptions, and that is why she has to apologize. And she apologizes about that. But telling me that everything about this government, about Nigeria, is about a particular person, it is not true. There are some that are self-inflicted. She has the right to express herself because times are very hard. And I'm lending my voice also to say where we need to make amends as individual, please let's do it. Everything is not government. An average Nigeria would literally sneak life out of you to be able to make ends meet. And on Sunday, they're the one that will be the first to go to church or go to the mosque on Friday. Yet, the milk of human kindness have dried up in a lot of people. Wickedness everywhere. The love of many wax cold. They don't care how you're going to be brutalized or paid. All they know is to make even for themselves. So there should be that, I think, an orientation of patriotism amongst us, amongst Nigerians. So it has a lot of factors. There will be a lot of embers here. Tinubu is not solely the problem. The woman that called her out, it's wrong. She has the right to express herself. Using a prejudice to judge a particular people, it's totally wrong. That is totally wrong. But for her to express herself and say what she feels about a country, she's not the first to say it. And she won't be the last. People have made this comment, just that possibly the algorithm picks it up and the video may just made break even, right? And that is what happened here. And because it's something that affects a particular nation and people are really suffering and smiling because that is what we are very good at. Somehow everybody learned that. And then trying to threaten her to shut her up is totally wrong. So this is actually my take about the whole stuff, right? So if you feel you've learned something here, if you feel that the problem of this country is all about the government of the day, what do you think? Can you drop in the comment section? If you think the girl is not wrong in any way, because there are places she got it wrong, like talking about a particular people, the whole Lagos things and all of that, as if Cross River, she's from Cross River, of course, from her name, I know where she's coming from, and that's what it is. Does it make sense? And the woman calling her out, of course, is a mother. That woman has lost touch with the reality of things or trying to be, eye service is too much in this country. What do you think about the woman? And then, what do you think about freedom of expression? We have the right to express ourselves, provided you are not breaching any acts or law. Do you understand? So, what is your take about the whole stuff? Thank you for listening to the end of this video. I trust you've learned something. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel to get more notifications anytime I drop a new video. Thank you so much and see you again in the comment section. I say see you again in the comment section. Yeah, we talk about it. See you again in my next video. Bye.